We're live.
No lifeguards on duty at the deep state.
Iron Palace Podcast. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Iron Palace Podcast, the world's most anabolic podcast, the largest podcast in East Tennessee, I think.
Well, I mean,
If you don't look it up.
are we going by like listeners or just overall mass?
Or yes,
Because I think we got it.
whichever one gets us to be that, for that to be true, that's what we're measuring it by.
I mean, I think we got it. On
I think we have the most team spirit, for sure.
That's fair.
I mean, that's just my opinion.
I don't know. Yeah.
Dave, it worries me that you're being very
Oh,
quiet.
I didn't want to derail it. I just immediately thought there is a guy. It's not a podcast, but he has a TikTok, and he's the size of a whale. And he fat tests amusement park rides. So he gets on, he's like, yep, you can fit on this one, or nope, can't fit on this one,
Oh,
guys.
see, I thought you said fact
No,
checks.
fat tests.
Oh,
He's
okay,
like, this
then.
one's fat approved. It's like, how far have we gotten into the country if a viable way to make money is going around on TikTok going, too fat for this one?
I'm just mad that I'm not doing it. I need to do a tall test.
Yeah. I mean, that would work. You
Nope,
better
the knees are in my throat.
Yep.
Can't do it
too
here.
tall for this one.
That ain't gonna work.
Man, all the good ideas are taken.
I know. I'm still waiting on someone to start a gardening podcast that Dave just nonchalantly threw out there without getting
yeah,
it trademarked first.
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember what I called it.
I'm not saying it again on podcast because someone's going to steal it before we can monetize it.
I want to start a Western-themed cash advance place called the Lone Ranger.
Dave, these are ideas you need to run by me off podcast. you just give me the idea. Let's make money off of it before you just give it to people.
Somebody walks in their last leg like, oh, you already pawned your car title there, buckaroo? We can help.
That'll be the mandatory phrase. You call everyone buckaroo that walks in there. No matter the
No
age.
way, Kemosabe. Can't approve it. I seen that Camry. Ain't happening, dog.
I'd go there.
I would too.
I really want a Camry. All right, well, to move on to our guest introduction so he doesn't have to be quiet anymore. You ready?
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
We'll see how it goes. This is the only man that has a more beautiful head of hair than David. He wrecks any competition he enters, and yes, that does include the beauty pageant he did back in 2017. Hailing from right down the road, bringing all of his Fabio energy in the best home gym this side of town, here's Brandon Scourtas.
Thank you. 10 out of 10 on actually pronouncing my last name right, though.
I've had a lot of practice. If it wasn't for Clint pronouncing it wrong at our first
Man,
competition,
that cracked me up. Brandon Scourtas.
what do you say, said Scourtas or something?
Brandon
Gurgelaga ding dong.
Every time.
Brandon Skippity Ding.
Yeah.
He started scatting there at one point.
Hold the paper.
We had to bring him back in.
Yeah, I thought he started as like some jazz.
Yeah.
Where did the saxophone come from?
You keep that on you at all times, Clint?
Hey, Clint comes prepared.
He's multi-talented.
He is. Love you, Clint.
Keeps that thing on him. That thick sax.
He's like, you don't have to get ready if you stay ready.
My God.
Hey, man, dude, I live by that motto.
I did play the saxophone in high school. So
Well, I played it in middle school.
He's got the only collapsible saxophone I've ever seen. Like the water boy's little cup. It collapses it back down.
He's got a little sheath.
It's Kenny G string, dude.
Dude, I'm immediately thinking that he pulls it out like a lightsaber. Just
Two pieces get stuck together.
it's family friendly around here, Dave. God.
You know, you didn't spit on lightsabers at Kmart when they didn't work when you were a kid?
So,
Dude, I made a killing spit on lightsabers.
so I have a interesting story to move on to. So I don't know if you guys remember, it's one of our first episodes we did where I talked about a guy at AMVETS that
Yeah.
was talking about the heavy metal. Do you seriously remember this?
Yeah. Like you couldn't get away from the guy? That guy? Like he
Of
kept asking
all
you,
episodes, that's one of our oldest ones. And you don't even remember what we talked about last never mind.
Yeah.
Dave works in mysterious ways.
Just roll with it.
So, anyways,
Strike while we're hot, dog.
Yeah.
you remember the guy saying that tattoos will make me weak because I've got heavy metals?
Yeah.
I found him again.
Praise God.
I went back to AmVets, as I do. And
Looking for him.
I seen him. Yeah, I mean, I've been trying to find him for a year. And luck would have it, there he was.
He put a missed casual encounter ad on Craigslist. I was a 6'8" white dude. I thought we had a real connection. We talked about my tattoos. Please email me back.
Oh, but we haven't got to the best part yet. Hold on, 'cause this one's better. So I see him. There he was, by happenstance, sitting on a desk in camo sweatpants.
Putting up the vibe.
The light was just, the fluorescent light was just irradiating him.
Dancing.
So I see him over there, and I thought, no, I got to get away. I'm gonna see I'm gonna look for what I'm gonna look for, and I'm gonna go. So then I thought we didn't see anything, so we're leaving. I was like, I'm gonna go make one pass through the shirts because I'm always looking for good cutoffs. So I'm making, and here he comes walking over. I was like, God, we got to get out of here because I know there's no way I'm gonna get out of here without some kind of conversation. And I was correct. So I was wearing our Iron Palace stringer. Be on the lookout for merch. And I was standing over there, and he stops, looks at me for a minute at the end of the aisleway. He doesn't come to me. He's probably 5 feet away. And he said, all right, show me your tats.
So then Caleb starts unbuttoning his pants.
Dude, I swear, just like that, I went, what? He said, let me see your tats. I was like, I mean, I'm wearing a stringer, dude. Like 90% of my tattoos are already out.
You ain't showing enough skin.
Yeah.
So I was like, now I'm in the middle of AmVets, and I'm like,
You wouldn't dress like that if you didn't want him to hit on you, dog. Yeah. That's on you.
fair point. But so I'm like in the middle of AmVets, nips out.
Caleb's out there advertising.
Yeah.
And he
if it ain't
goes,
for sale, put it away, son.
he goes, that's cool. He says, is that a Celtic knot? I was like, yeah. Of course, I did do the tricep flex. Like, yeah, it's right here. But he said, that's cool. I'm Cherokee and Irish. I was like, that's awesome.
No, you ain't.
The only thing I could think to say was, that's awesome.
No way, Kemosabe.
And then I'm trying to keep looking at the shirt so I can get out of this conversation. So I'm like, yeah, it's crazy.
How can you say no way Kemosabe with an Irish accent?
Go ahead, Dave. Take it away, my man.
I'm already preemptively laughing. Hold on.
All right, hold on. I'm gonna mute everyone but Dave so you get the full experience. Here it goes.
I don't know if anyone that speaks that dialect has ever said Kemosabe. No way, Kemosabe.
All right, it lived up to the hype.
Okay,
And then they blew up a car or something.
Okay. And just like that, we're going to move on to the next topic now.
well, I want to bring up something that's pertinent to that.
I don't think I want
Please
you to.
do, Colin.
So,
Why would you fuel this fire? Of all,
You're going to stop me, but okay.
it just made me think of it, having remembered. A couple friends of mine went to Ireland, and they're like, hey, FYI, good way to get kicked out of a bar in Ireland is to order an Irish car bomb. And they're like, that's not cool over there.
I went to one.
They thought that they were going to be like, local. Like, yeah, let's get an Irish car bomb. Yeah. As soon as they said it, they said the entire bar went silent.
Well, now I want to do it.
And they got tossed out.
I went to one Irish pub while I was in France. Yeah. What a roller coaster of emotions. And so I was 18 in the Air Force, so naturally I'm the DD now because I'm there. And everybody else is drunk. And the one dude, he walks outside with a cigarette in his mouth. He goes, I'm going to go smoke. I'm going to sit here until we're ready to go home. What's happening? What'd you do to it?
I wish you would.
Is it good? All right. So he goes outside to smoke, and I'm just sitting in my little chair watching everybody be drunk. And he goes outside with and he does this exact motion. Cigarette still hanging out of his mouth. Looks up and locks eyes with another dude that's smoking. But this dude is like the stereotypical guy you see at a bar, like full leather biker dude. So he just...
What kind of bar are you hanging out at, dude?
I mean, and this in France.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, yeah, okay, we'll get to that
Full
too.
leathers.
We'll get to that.
Was he wearing a leather mask too?
So he goes, looks at that dude and walks over, doesn't say a word to the guy, but lights his cigarette off that guy's cigarette while they're both in each other's mouth. So they're like this close to each other. And I'm watching and I go, we got to go. So I go out, I get everybody home, and then I'm telling one of the other guys at the hotel, I was like, dude, you won't believe what happened. I told him, he goes, so? I was like, what do you mean so? We almost got in a fight. And he goes, we're in France. What are they going to do? Surrender at you?
Yeah.
I was like,
Everybody
okay.
knows, though, 2 cigarette lengths is the limit. Any closer, it's not straight anymore, but 2 cigarette lengths, you're good.
What determines a cigarette length?
Virginia Slim. They got to be them long boys.
But like, so what if you get one halfway smoked and it goes out and you need to relight it?
Now throw that one away. Get a new one.
Okay. I don't smoke, so I'm trying to
Or
establish.
you got to do it like side to side.
cheek to cheek.
Yeah. Like you're telling them a secret. Yeah.
All right, so I don't know. I lost my spot.
It happens. We'll wait. Figure it out.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to make mistakes.
So our topic we like to keep talking about, and you can chime in anytime now, is
You're more than welcome to speak.
Don't let him talk to you like that.
I'll get in there at some point.
You watch it.
this is family friendly. If I have to tell you again,
I'm learning.
I'm just kidding. So one thing we've been following that, I mean, I don't know if it's ever going to happen, but I hope it does, is the Mike Tyson-Jake Paul fight. And they had a press conference or face-to-face, whatever you want to call it. And you scared me. You start undoing that, looking at me. Thought something happened. But
Focus, Caleb. Here.
dude,
We got something for that.
David brought me a Celsius, so I'm kind of, an energy drink, not sponsored. Could be.
It's going to be, David brought me a whack.
Yeah, it is. But so the press conference wasn't very entertaining. I mean, even Jake Paul started to have to start beef with the crowd because Mike just isn't saying anything. But what was interesting is after that, he went on Logan Paul's podcast, and they asked him, one of the guys put on a mask that looked like Jake Paul, and he said, all right, talk to me. I want you to really get into it. Give me one of those Iron Mike, quotes. Let's see it. He says, all right, man, you're going to lose. And he was like, well, when are we going to get to see the, F you till you love me thing? And I was like, when are we going to get that mic? And he goes, when that mic comes out, I end up in handcuffs.
Checks out.
I was like, yeah. Okay, I can't argue with that. And they said, well, what happens if you keep him locked up all the time and you keep him sedated? What if he dies and you can't get him to come back out? And he goes, it's all I can do to keep him put up.
Yeah, I mean, I really do feel like Mike has spent a large portion of his post-prison life trying to not be Iron Mike.
Oh, yeah. He even said, he said,
Trying to squash it with mushrooms, copious amounts of psilocybin.
That he said, I have to try to keep. He said, I wish that would die. I wish that side of me would die and go away and I could move on, but he won't.
He talked about that on Rogan one time because Rogan was before he'd started boxing again and stuff. And Rogan was like, you still working out? He's like, no. He said, because the minute I'm working out, I'm like back in that mode.
Yep.
I'm going to kill somebody. I can't do it at all. But apparently with copious amounts of psilocybin, you can do anything.
The press conference where he's like shoving Jake at the end of it?
Yeah.
Okay.
If he just waits him out, I mean, everybody's suing Logan Paul. Like,
True. I think I'm going to just because maybe I
why
want
not? Yeah. I think we're like 2 away from a class action. We can all get in on it. You know what I mean?
I mean, I've watched enough of his podcast that I think it should count for something. It's not really
You'll probably do some reimbursement of some sort if you've watched
so.
this podcast.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I think I'm gonna look into it.
Like now, it's like, did you drink water from Camp Lejeune in 20 years? Like, did you listen to a Logan Paul podcast?
Yeah, it's just like
you may be entitled to compensation.
I came in at a good time.
I'll sue him and use that money to fund our podcast.
Did you use a toilet at Camp Lejeune? You might be entitled to compensation.
Have you been hurt by Impulsive? Come over to the Iron Palace.
Did you get hepatitis from the clown?
Dave's
you might be entitled to compensation.
Dave's a real good hugger.
I like to hug you when you least expect it.
Sneaky hugs.
Dave likes to hug people and be like, "You smell different when you're awake."
Gets up. That's weird.
You smell different when you're awake.
I wouldn't have thought that would have mattered. Turns out it does.
You snore.
Did you know?
I think I'm going to start a new part of the podcast. Is what'd you think about Dave the first time you met him?
I don't make very good first impressions.
What were your first impressions of Dave? Because I don't even remember mine. I just remember me and Dave making fun of somebody together, and that was it.
Like, I go in just trying to be as dumb as possible without letting them know that I'm purposely being dumb. So, like, some first impressions are terrible because people are like, this guy's an asshole or he's really dumb. What to do? I just try to straight face say the wildest shit I can think of.
First time I saw Dave,
Wait,
he was in a
quick.
crop top in your dad's yard there. Getting ready to
He almost got me.
That's right.
Dodge that one.
But you're leaving out the part that you were also in a crop top in my dad's front yard.
We were all in Daisy Dukes.
What a time.
Behind the shield.
Man, those are the glory days of the podcast. We got to do that again.
I don't know why I wasn't invited to that episode.
You will be next. It's going to be for the podcast reunion.
Neverland Ranch is invite only.
For the second reunion for the podcast, we're going to do that. Everyone's going to meet up somewhere with crop tops.
Yeah.
No cameras though.
That'd be a fun project if we crop each other's tops.
Crop your top.
And we're moving. So on to a more serious topic. I saw something interesting today. I didn't watch the video about it, but it did bring up a good question. Is do you think that strongman athletes are the strongest on earth? Don't everybody answer at once.
Well, sorry that I wanted to take a moment to collect my thoughts.
Chuck
before I
Norris has
answer,
never
but
competed.
True.
So, no.
Solid point.
I don't know, like, because I feel like, you know, if you stick half Thor in a powerlifting competition,
He's done them.
and I mean his numbers are pretty good, but like he also doesn't train bench, like ever.
In that short time he did, he tore a pec.
Yeah,
That's a tough thing to call because there's so many lifts that are so different that you can
Yeah.
lift crazy on one and not the other.
but then like so, I mean, how many? I want to think of how many strongmen can go into a powerlifting competition and squat 800 pounds.
True.
Most of the like probably every one of the top 10 or 15 can.
Well, I would agree, especially considering the strongest man on earth that was an 800 plus squat there for reps.
Yeah, that was for reps.
Yeah.
But then, how many of the top power lifters can pick up a 500-pound Atlas stone?
It's true.
I'd say not many.
Yeah, I'd agree.
So I mean,
come on the Iron Palace and prove us wrong.
like using that matrix, I would say strongmen would be, you know.
See, the side I'm thinking more on is,
But also they don't, they're not training for that. So
Right.
Who knows? It's hard. It's weird. Yeah.
Yeah. The side I'm thinking more along is look at professional athletes, primarily football players, because, I mean, once you start getting into, like, basketball and badminton, those guys aren't really training for strength.
Right.
But football players, I mean, maybe not your wide receivers or quarterbacks, but some of your linemen.
Watch your mouth. Wild Bill's jacked, son.
There's a difference
Cotton
between
up, son.
jacked and strong.
Oh, he's pretty freaking strong. I've seen him run down me, a defensive player that was twice his size, just run him over, son.
That's not
He's
strong.
got that dog
That's
in him.
fast.
No, he's not moving that fast. He's white.
God, are you determined to get...
I'm just speaking factual, dog. Look, facts don't care about your feelings, Caleb.
So anyways, Brandon, what do you think?
I'd have to agree with Holland on that because I feel like we see a lot of the strongmen will go in and bench 500 plus or 600 pounds just for, we're going to work out chest today.
Oh, yeah.
And they're in there like pushing 600 pounds on a bench. You're like,
Yeah,
oh.
they'll say like, I haven't done flat bench in 3 years, and then hit 600.
Yeah. Or like I've seen Brian do 500 for 5 reps.
He did.
And he's like, a few more in me. And
I
it's
forget
like,
what he was doing that for, but I remember the videos of him getting ready to do
think it was
bench.
like they were like, we're just going to hit some chest today and see what we do.
Yep.
I mean, it was, and then he went right back into his strongman.
Yep.
But again, I would say no powerlifters, none of them are going to lift a 400-pound Atlas stone.
Yeah.
But it's also like you said, though, it's not that I don't think they have the strength to do it. It's just none of them are really trying to do
Different
that.
skill.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
but more strongmen can cross over and be successful in powerlifting than powerlifters and strongmen minus Mark Henry.
True.
See, where would you put Olympic lifters in that category, though.
Oh, man.
Because I don't know if strongmen are going to touch any of those records.
I think it's hard to put a blanket statement of who's the strongest on anything because, I mean, outside of people like Mitch Hooper, not many people really bounce around sports. Like you've got Mitchell Hooper that does all sorts of different sports. You've got
Travis Law is talking about dabbling in sumo.
Please, for the love of God, I hope he does.
He wants to get us involved, son. He's looked up like there's how much it is to license your own clan and all that crap. And the closest one's in Nashville. He's looking into it. He's like, some of them train, they put on underwear under their thing. I can't decide. I'll probably just wear the diaper thing. I don't know. He would be a light heavyweight. Like he's looked into it.
I have never been more in support of something in my life.
Same.
Man. T-Law.
Dude,
Let's do it.
I dropped to my knees and cried when he told me.
People get behind Trump and people are getting behind, what's her name? I'm behind T-Law on sumo.
T-Law 2024.
Whenever I go to vote, that's what I'm putting in.
24. I'm writing in Kanye West again, but I get what you're saying.
Whenever I'm filling out my ballot, it's going to say, the top people, and then I'm going to write in T-Law for sumo wrestling. That's all I care about.
I'm in on that 100%. Yeah.
I'm not going to try it, but I want
wear
to.
That shirt when you try it, or
I want to be the guy that smacks your belly with the stick. Yeah. What's that guy called? We gotta look that up.
Yeah.
Belly smacker with a stick.
Yeah.
What's that in Japanese?
The belly thwacker.
The belly thwacker.
Yeah, that's Dave's new name.
Dave, the belly thwacker Corbin.
Yeah, and you got to say thwacker.
Thwack your belly. Who's got your belly?
I feel like those guys that went on America's Got Talent. They were like touching belly buttons and they'd go. Remember that?
I want to put a little suction cup on the end of ours. Every time I hit you with it, pull away.
It looks like he's been said, Alan, you been getting cupping? Dave the belly
like
thwacker over here.
No, I started sumo.
Yeah, you don't have a belly thwacker? You should get you a belly thwacker.
Yeah, you can't have our Dave, but you can get your own belly thwacker. Can I interest you in a Brandon?
No. I want.
He's
my belly
thwacked many a belly.
thwacked.
He's a habitual belly thwacker.
Only on Sundays.
That's the Lord's Day. How dare you?
Thou shalt thwacketh on a Sunday, dude. He said it himself. It's somewhere in the old part, I think.
Yeah, obviously, he doesn't read.
Yeah, no.
I guess not.
I'm going to take you to Sunday school, son.
All right.
Thou shalt thwackest. I'm sorry. It's my favorite verse.
So to gear this back towards Brandon.
Yeah, our guest hasn't got to say anything yet.
Yeah, Dave.
We haven't asked him anything.
You keep talking about sumo wrestling and shit, dog.
I'm excited about that now, to be honest.
Yeah. Brandon's like, I don't talk about nothing but sumo wrestling.
Y'all want to move this stuff out of the way? Me and Alan can.
Ooh. Now we're talking.
Hey,
pants versus skins.
Pants versus skins.
You know what? Let's just do the podcast.
Here's how I know I've been around Dave too long. I didn't flinch at that. It wasn't surprising he said that at all.
That's a go-to. That's one that stays in my tackle box.
So, Brandon.
Yeah.
So,
Pants
Brandon,
or skins?
you got any dogs?
I don't. I have 2 cats.
Right on, right on.
What are their names?
Annie and Novi. And when I say I have 2 cats, I mean my wife has 2 cats. And I just live in the house.
How do you feel about the 2 cats? I'm sensing some animosity.
She had a cat and a dog when we got married. The dog passed away, but I liked the cat. I didn't want another cat, but
Right on.
somehow we ended up with 2.
Compromised. And
They're all right. You just can't. A cat's kind of a useless pet. You can't really play with it. You can't do anything with it besides pet it until it doesn't want to be pet. Then
can't teach it
scratches you.
tricks.
Yeah, and then it's just going to watch you clean up its litter box.
Oh yeah,
It's very condescending.
yeah. And both cats like my wife way better than they like me. So
Our cat's got an eating disorder.
Mine too. She won't stop.
Now, Titan will eat a little bit, then you hear.
Please don't make that sound on microphone
I
ever
wish
again.
the cat would make that sound at 3 in the morning.
He's like, I wish I'd never heard that sound either.
Wake up to that.
Not
And
out of his cat.
she's like that big. You could probably hear her from the neighbor's house, though. She gets into it, son. Then the dog starts looking for it, trying to eat it. It's a whole fucking thing.
So, Brandon, what got you into strongman?
I guess I was a fan for years. You know, used to watch it back on TV like everybody did, and then when I probably when I was about 22 or 23, I discovered Brian Shaw for the first time, and that's kind of when I got fully sucked into it and really became a big fan. What are you talking strongman?
It's when you found enlightenment.
Yeah, basically. But yeah, somewhere around there when I was 22 or 23, and then that's when I discovered that you could buy these strongman implements. I never realized that they were just out there in the world for anybody to get. I thought
You can just find them in the wild like that.
I thought it was like only these guys have them, you know. And
You mean they got this shit on?
Well, you know, because I mean, you never walk into a gym and just
exactly,
see that stuff. Yeah.
I've never been into a gym that had
I
anything.
wish you could, but
And
One
so
day.
that's- I kind of got the bug there and started, as you know, buying too much equipment to have.
dude, there are
in
so many
my
times
house.
after going to your home gym, and then
I've heard about your gym so much.
dude, it's nice. There's
Y'all are
times
welcome anytime.
I sit at home scrolling Marketplace just casually, and I'll see gym equipment. I go, sending that to Brandon. Mostly because I know you'll buy it, and because you want it, and then I get to go use it.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm running out of room now, but
It's fine. Just expand.
yeah,
Yeah, we'll help you frame it in.
yeah, we can. Do
I've
it.
gotten really good at closing in garages.
We can do it. I have a 2-car garage. We can do it.
You can take that however you want. Both of you. He closes them in. He's got 2 cars.
All right, so is strongman the only sport you compete in?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's all. You lied. You do Highland Games.
Well, I go to Highland Games. I don't know if I'd say I compete.
Me neither.
That's like when I pull into Highland Games and they're like, athlete. I'm like, well, that's kind of stretching it.
I mean, my name's on there, but
Yeah.
I mean, I'm signed up for the athletics part, but
Is my name on the athlete list? Yes. Am
come-
I an athlete? No.
I feel
Do
like
I identify as negative?
so I guess I do 2 sports.
There you go.
yeah. Don't
Dual
sell
sport
yourselves-
Olympic hopeful.
But yeah, I had a guy yesterday message me asking about asking me about my Highland Games training, and he said, "Well, how often do you throw?" I was like, "I don't." I said, "Well, what does your training look like?" I said, "Whenever I sign up for a competition, I start throwing. Other than that, I don't."
You throw way too much.
Well, okay, not all of us are like a Millsaps who just stays being able to lift 600 pounds and can throw something 4 miles.
Fair enough.
Nautical miles.
Yeah, yeah. He didn't throw Highland Games at all. Goes to Smoky Mountain. What'd you hit on Sheaf? 28.
Yeah, 28.
I said, "How you going to do on Sheaf? How's it feeling?" He said, "Well, I hit 28 last year here, so maybe 28."
Yeah.
And he did it.
What I hit on hammer? Because I beat Allen by like a half inch.
A lot of happy homes been broken up over less.
And that was said then.
It was probably Dave said that. Dave wasn't even there, but he said he knew the situation.
He
and-
called and said it. Like,
Hey,
I told him I was sitting there watching TV. And
called Holland. Homes have been broken up over less. I don't know why I was supposed to tell you that, but I felt it.
yeah.
the Lord laid it on my heart to tell you.
But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I ended up that day. I had a couple second place finishes, some thirds.
Hadn't thrown in a year, but it's fine. This is more of a general question rather than a specific one to you, Brandon. But how do you all deal or train around injuries? Obviously, major injuries, you're just kind of broken, or you get a ratchet strap and strap a bar to your body. And
Yeah, I caught a lot of hate for that on.
I don't
on
know
YouTube.
why, but either way, so,
They can catch a lot of hands.
Yeah, they can. It's like, hey, you're welcome to come and stop me. You know.
yeah, I dare you stand on the bar.
Yeah,
see
go
if
ahead.
it don't move.
Yeah. I just. Yeah.
It depends on the injury. If it's one like that I know just needs like a week to be good, or
Yeah, I don't care to take a week off.
yeah, but if
I'm
it's
not going to take like 6 months.
no, yeah, if it's a very long no, I'm gonna figure out a way to train around it.
If you go as regularly as I do, you never have to train through an injury. Like you just,
Yeah, Dave's the only one that went to the competition, the Kentucky Open. All of us are leaving this thing like, God, I'm hurting. Dave's like, what are we doing? I'm going to the gym tomorrow. Y'all go.
Pretty good.
Like the next day we're at work. I was like, God, me and Alan are like, man, I'm hurting today. And he's like, I feel great. I'm gonna squat today.
I don't know who told you boys to give your all, but that shit's overrated. So.
What about you, Brandon?
Yeah, as I say, I kind of don't. I sort of have to just keep Because, if I get hurt the next day, I still have to deliver hot tubs. So I don't really have time
Hot
to sort
tub
of take a
delivery,
break.
man. That's my favorite category.
Yeah, that's what we do. And my brother can't do it. So
Dave's over there like, that's my favorite flavor guest.
Favorite flavor something on the internet.
thought that was Kermit.
Kermit, the hot tub delivery man.
But no, do you know the video that we were
don't
talking
think
about?
so.
So I tore my bicep, I guess 2 years ago now, and
Never forget.
Seems longer than that, but maybe it was just 2 years ago.
yeah, I think I don't know. I have to go, but I hadn't had the surgery and all that stuff, and I don't know, like a week after surgery, Ross Roberts. He sent it to me. It was his.
It's not surprising at all.
Spud strap makes a contraption that goes over your shoulders, and it connects down to the bar, and it'll hold the bar to do deadlifts. So you can do it with just one arm or whatever. So I kept doing deadlifts. I took like a week and a half off, between the time that I tore it and the surgery and everything. But then I went right back to. I posted a video of the deadlifts with the ratchet strap. Man, people on YouTube were like, "That's so stupid! Oh my gosh!" Or like, "Man, that's a great way to be injured forever," and just all kinds of stuff. I'm like, I'm working around an injury here. I didn't get injured this way, but.
Leave me alone.
Probably wasn't touching anything.
Yeah, this arm had no weight on it. Yeah.
Leave me alone. I looked at it on WebMD. It's terminal. I'm just trying to live my life.
Yeah.
You know my struggle.
For the next question, I want Brandon to answer it like Kermit the Frog. And what's your favorite event or lifts?
Sorry.
I'd have to go with the Atlas Stones.
I'm so glad I did that.
Man, I was going to be able to keep it together until Alan lost it.
All right, yeah, the Atlas Stones.
Big fan of the Atlas Stones.
Wait, you are? Or Kermit is?
Well, both of us.
Oh, this is really getting Alan over there.
Yeah. Stones, they're just a good,
Yeah.
measurement of just all around brute strength,
It's either you just do it or you don't. There's no.
Yep.
Not saying you can sort of cheat other lifts, but even a deadlift you can hitch and do whatever. But
Yeah, there's
if you're not
quite-
picking that stone up, it's not going up.
Yeah, there's quite often debate on deadlift, like sumo, conventional, how far did it leave the ground, range of motion, suit, no suit.
It's your thumb touching the bar.
Too soon.
I mean,
But yeah, stone, it's quite literally.
Yeah.
Did it come off the ground? Did you get it to your chest? Did it go over shoulder? I mean, like.
yeah, and there's no, I agree with you on that.
I also feel like that was my first real, watching strongman. When I got the log and I got the axle, I said, it kind of felt how I thought. But then the first time I ever tried a stone, I think it was a 185-pound stone, and I couldn't pick it up. I was like, these guys are stronger than I think they are.
Yeah, oddly enough, I find Atlas stones to be heavier or just worse to deal with than natural stones.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Like, by far.
Yeah. A 300-pound natural stone really isn't that bad.
No.
To pick up, or to chest.
Yep.
The shoulder's kind of hard, but a 300-pound Atlas stone is crazy hard.
I know we've talked about it many times, but like we carried the 350 Husafel stone, and I thought I was in trouble on that one. Yeah. But no, I picked it and had no problem. I've got a 350-pound Atlas stone that I can't move. Yeah. It doesn't even start to come off the ground.
Yeah, I did a 250-pound Husafel sandbag at one of the shows, and I thought I was going to die. For max distance.
We've also talked about that. Sandbag is way different than a stone. Yeah. Way different, and not in a good way.
Yeah,
I would say that's my favorite, but then every time I do it, I'm like, what am I doing?
Like, oh God, this sucks.
What am I doing?
Why on earth did I do this?
Why did I sign up for this?
Dave, what's your favorite event or lift?
You know that one?
Yeah, that one that you do the thing. That's a
with
good
the
one.
weights and the
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, the one where Clint hollers, "Damn!" That's what I like.
That's pretty good. What's your favorite, Caleb?
Just to be different and not say stones, because I think stones is my favorite, but deadlift is definitely up there. Any version of the deadlift. It's not very, not
but
very
I mean,
profound, but
yeah, but it's a good lift. I like it.
I don't.
you don't like deadlift?
No, not a big fan. No.
Oh, dude, I love
Seriously?
deadlift.
Yeah, I don't know. I just never.
I figured a stone lifter would be
I don't know.
deadlift.
Just,
That is kind of odd.
I don't like the position it puts me in. I don't know.
Oh,
We've
And
all
I
been
think
there.
that's where I broke the knee a long time ago. I think that's like I'm
You-
subconsciously like,
You broke the knee?
yeah, I broke my kneecap when I was about 21.
Did you drop a hot tub on it?
No, I jumped in the. I don't know if you're familiar with a place called the Sinks.
yeah.
I jumped off the cliff out there and hit something in the water, broke the kneecap right in half. So, sort of scared to do like squatting, terrified that I'm going to be like down in there and it's just going to.
Yeah.
I get that.
And then it's like, well, what do I do now?
See, you have the scar that most people think my tattoo is.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks I just had a replacement because that's what it looks like.
It does look like that. But yeah, quite often, we've got a few videos that we've put out of me and Holland doing the 2-man deadlift, or I put one out of just me deadlifting, and people are like, not bad for that knee. I was like,
Yeah. Or somebody called me like, that scar on his knee makes me nervous.
yeah, and every time I'm like, for one, would it be good if I didn't have it? And two, it's fine. It's just a bow and arrow.
It is fair though. It definitely looks.
See? Twinsies, almost. Mine was much less painful. So, one last general question, and then we'll come back to some more questions here in a little while, is what do you think about lifting for strength versus hypertrophy? This goes back to a similar question we've had a few times of aesthetics versus strength, but in general, I think they go hand in hand.
We're obviously hypertrophy lifters.
Yeah, as soon as I find out what that means, yeah.
And better question, is it hypertrophy or hypertrophy?
Hypertrophy.
Hypertrophy.
Okay, that's what I've always said, but then often people are like, hypertrophy?
Hippopotamus, buddy.
It's hepatitis, buddy.
I lift until hepatitis every time.
I can confidently say I've never cared about what I look like. It's not something that's ever bothered me really.
See, my thought is not using hypertrophy necessarily to look like a bodybuilder, but it more so to put on muscle mass to then convert to strength.
Yeah. And I do feel like a hypertrophy phase is good to have in the program. But I don't,
I don't so much do
still
a
lift
phase.
mainly
Oh,
for
yeah.
strength.
Supposed to have a program?
See, that's why
Some people do.
I primarily do power building. So I'm not necessarily doing like a hypertrophy phase and a powerlifting phase. It's more of like my main core lifts of squat, bench, deadlift, and those variations are going to stay like heavy, low rep. And then my accessory work is going to be the high rep hypertrophy training.
Yeah.
Typically how I do it.
See, I'm going to focus more on like whatever show I've got coming up.
Right.
Those will be my main, and then like the other stuff, my accessories will be like probably the more stuff you're doing. Like I won't take it as seriously.
I would love to say I take every competition seriously, but I don't. I really should. Maybe I would actually do good at one of them. I might have actually beaten Holland at something, but
Your total
Hey,
might
you
be
did
bigger
beat me at
than
one.
Allen's at the last one too.
Holland beat me at the last one too.
That's what I said.
I mean, Allen beat me at the last
Your
one.
total may have been higher than his, but
So you do listen to the podcast.
Allen told me
Oh. That's fine.
it got brought up.
Jake does too. Jake likes to remind me all the time, yeah, I beat you.
Yeah.
Total
Off.
200 pounds.
Whoa, I'm talking to Holland. What were you talking about?
All right, so before we get into our Iron Parables for today, we do have a few ads. And Dave, do you need highlights before you just...
Not for the first one, because I'm going to reiterate, we appreciate you listening, but also like, comment, share, crap like that. If you're going to show your buddy, just send it to him. Let's send him a link. We appreciate it. We need engagement.
Agreed. Here you go. Here's the list of stuff before you wander off.
And then also, should I save two for you? Which two do you want, Holland? You point at them so I don't do them.
Well, there's a certain one he's going to need.
Yeah.
the second one. Those two in the middle.
Okay. NutriFit. I've been using Symbiote. Pretty solid stuff. Doesn't give you candy belly. Gives you all the ear tingles, all the good stuff. Their creatine's phenomenal. They got a bunch of stuff. Check them out. Not tried anything I've not liked. Not giving any to anybody and them not like it either. Use code CalebCDay to get a sweet discount on that. And then New Age Performance. Use the link on our page to get to it. We don't have a discount code yet. Use the link. Go get you some really cool stuff from them also and support the podcast.
All right.
You need that?
No.
Okay.
Holland's prepared.
I'm prepared.
Well, I was going to say, his are rather simple.
Yeah. Mine is I get somebody to smell of the smelling salts.
Which is a good time to add. Brandon, have you used these?
Actually, yeah, I tried those on Sunday. That one right there.
Well, it wasn't.
You're a fan of Zone, huh?
Well, it wasn't recorded, so feel free to do it again.
Yeah.
Happy to.
Do it in the Kermit voice.
That's a great idea.
No promises if I can keep that.
I love that Holland always has to pre-shake it for him.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, I want to make sure it's full potency.
Yeah, thank you.
Dios mío.
All of a sudden, Dave's bilingual.
No, he's been bilingual.
Dog. I've been a lot of bi things.
Yeah.
Quit waving around. Take your shirt off. It helps, I promise.
Wow.
I gotta know
I still
straight.
smell them.
I gotta know straight from Kermit. In the words of Alex Jones, is the water really turning the friggin' frogs gay? Yeah, those are stout, dude.
I would say the after effects of them smells really good.
Woo.
Yeah.
What is that minty?
Menthol.
Menthol. Oh, yeah.
Actually, is it really menthol?
I don't know. That's what I was just going by your word.
I
Don't
think that
do
one's
that.
called police brutality. Isn't that sense?
That smells like police brutality.
God, Dave, is your goal to get us canceled today?
Yeah. So Zone smelling salts. It's some of the best that is available. Go to Zone.
Not some of the best, the best.
Go to zonesmelling salts.com and use promo code TIPP.
They shook my Etch-a-Sketch. They freaking work.
That shook his ass to sketch.
Wow.
Yeah. And for our other one is Hosswear. You want some cool shirts for the gym, shorts, hoodies. Good luck finding all the stuff in stock because they sell all their stuff so quick.
Because they're so awesome.
Yeah. Hosswear.com. Once again, promo code TIPP. Get a sweet discount with them. I think that one's a 15% discount.
Still buzzing over here, huh?
Yeah. That's that Zone.
He's in the zone.
Yes.
Whew. I didn't smell that hard Sunday at Alan's house.
Alan always smells hard.
Whoa, I know I wasn't at practice, but
You should start showing up, man.
I don't know what y'all do at Alan's house.
What'd we miss?
I don't know they were sniffing out of the jar.
Wait, what do you mean practice? I don't.
They perfected it. They're not
Moving forward.
practicing anymore.
So we're getting to the part of the show called the Iron Parables. This is where I will describe in this case, it's not necessarily a person of strength, but just, someone that pertains to the field that we talk about. And then you try to guess who it is. So, y'all ready?
I'm locked in. I think I've got it today.
Let me hit the salts again. No.
Well, this person is a beloved American fitness personality, actor, and comedian who rose to fame in the 1980s.
Richard Simmons.
Richard Simmons.
Ah,
I knew Dave had this one.
I'm 1 for 1 this week, boys.
yeah.
Don't let me get hot.
All right, so the workout routines, flamboyant personality, and commitment to helping people of all ages and sizes improve their health and fitness. His story is one of passion, resilience, and an unwavering dedication to making exercise accessible and fun. He's born in July 12th, 1948 in New Orleans, Louisiana, which I don't know why I didn't figure he had been from New Orleans.
Yeah, he didn't really seem Creole, does he?
No, pretty far from it, actually.
It's hard to
What's that mean?
hard to
Caleb?
picture him sitting down to a big bowl of jambalaya.
However, this next part checks out. It says he grew up in a show business family with his father working as a master of ceremonies and his mother as a traveling fan dancer.
Dude, I would love to have seen him as a +1 on like that alligator hunting show or something. Just in the back of the boat, just waving his hands.
So despite his exposure to the entertainment world, Simmons struggled with his weight throughout his youth and reaching over 250 pounds by the time he graduated high school.
Okay.
Big whoop.
Join the club, bro.
Is that big?
I don't see the big deal there.
He tried
I've been trying to see the big deal since 250, to be honest with you.
he tried various diets and weight loss methods, many of which were unhealthy and ineffective. After moving to Los Angeles in the 1970s, Simmons found inspiration to turn his life around. He started working at Beverly Hills restaurants and through a balanced diet and regular exercise managed to lose over 100 pounds. Recognizing a gap in the fitness industry for non-judgmental, inclusive spaces, he opened his own gym.
Planet Fitness.
Planet Fitness. No, I'm just kidding. It was called, do you guys know what it's called?
No.
Called Slimmins.
Dog.
Nice.
That's actually pretty freaking dope. He should have got a chain.
I really wish it was called.
Dude.
I wish it was called Slim Pickens, but I guess Slimmins is fine. So his gym was unique because it catered to people of all shapes, sizes, and fitness levels, focusing on creating a supportive and fun environment. Can you imagine a power lifter in there, though?
We should all go work out at Curves sometime.
Yeah.
I agree. I think that'd be hilarious. We should all wear our crop tops and go work out.
Just have
I
margs.
gotta get a crop top.
We just had margs with the girls. Now we're going to Curves, boys.
So Simmons' big break came with the launch of his Sweatin' to the Oldies series in 1988. These workout videos combine simple aerobic exercises with classic 1950s and 1960s music, making exercise feel more like a dance party than a chore. That's the secret.
Yep.
If powerlifting were more like a dance party,
I'd work out every night.
just saying. The videos were an instant hit, selling millions of copies worldwide and making Simmons a household name. Throughout the 1980s and 90s, Simmons became a regular guest on talk shows, game shows, and morning programs. His high-energy personality and trademark flamboyant workout attire, short shorts, tank tops, and wild hair. They just described Dave. Have made him an unforgettable figure. He also hosted his own TV show, The Richard Simmons Show, original, which was won several daytime Emmy Awards and further solidified his status as a fitness icon. Maybe that's what I should start calling these people, fitness icons instead of people of strength.
You should have shortened it just like Richard, like Prince or something. The artist formerly known as Richard Simmons. It's just Richard now. A symbol. He draws his little singlet.
He just goes by Dick Simmons now.
Dick Slimmons.
Yeah.
Dude, that's gonna be my name on Twitter. Where's my phone? You slip it. Oh God! I gotta get that on some underwear or something, dude. Old Dick Slimmons. Oh God, it's the best day of my life.
I think that's only the second time Davis heard something on podcast and immediately changed his Twitter name to it. The last one was Derek Poundstone.
I forget what it was before that. It was something funny before that.
No, not as funny.
No, it was pretty good. I don't remember what it was.
Is it as funny as Dick Slimmons?
I don't know.
That.
My bio is 7-time hangover survivor. Eduardo Sanchez on OnlyFans. Please subscribe. And my pronouns are your/mother.
David the Belly Thwacker Corbin, ladies and gentlemen. We have ours. You can't have it if you find your own.
I gotta say, my first impression's getting better and better by the minute.
Yeah, it's more of a slow burn.
Hey,
All right, so
More of a
Simmons.
burn when you pee, actually.
Simmons was more than just a fitness guru. He was a passionate advocate for healthy living. He made numerous appearances on Capitol Hill, lobbying for better physical education in schools and fighting childhood obesity. He also reached out to people through his personal hotline, writing letters and offering encouragement to thousands of individuals struggling with weight loss.
I like to fight obese children too.
We got to make a workout tape called "Thwacking with Dick Slimmons,"
No, we don't.
Volume 1.
I bet that'll be a hit on OnlyFans.
Leave the door open, make that thing a trilogy, son.
Where you're posting that?
You know what? We need to make more short form content. We're doing that today.
Dick Slimmons?
Check out our TikTok or Facebook Reels.
Dick Slimmons, baby. The rise of Dick Slimmons. I gotta get a Dick Slimmons week.
No, you can't say the rise.
Dick Slimmons only rises to the occasion, buddy.
You know, whenever I picked this guy,
Engorge with Dick Slimmons.
when I picked this guy as the topic, I knew it was going to be fun, but I didn't see this coming.
Thank Holland for Dick Slimmons.
I do want to throw this in there. My middle name is Richard.
Hey,
Brandon Dick Scourtas. All right, anyways.
Dick Slimmons. That's the best thing I've heard all week.
You need to make this
That
character.
was a good one. Hashtag blessed. That's the dude. You nailed it. That was a killer one.
People talk about, y'all see Dick Slimmons on TikTok?
Yeah, Dave's about to be the most popular one on the podcast. Not on purpose. They're just going to accidentally find him.
I'll break out the singlet for Dick Slimmons, dog.
I know what we're doing
I
next
just got to
week.
figure out the headwear. Dick Slimmons puts thought into his wardrobe.
All right. So Simmons' influence on the fitness world is undeniable. He has helped millions of people lose weight, improve their health, and feel better about themselves. In the early 2010s, however, Simmons gradually retreated from the public eye, leading to widespread speculation and concern about his well-being. Despite his withdrawal from the spotlight, his legacy continues to inspire, and his workout videos remain popular. Richard Simmons is celebrated not just for his achievements in fitness, but also for his empathy, kindness, and relentless positivity. He brought joy to exercise and helped countless individuals feel seen, accepted, and motivated to change their lives for the better. That's it. That's Richard Simmons, ladies and gentlemen.
yeah.
Hero.
I'm not even allowed to. I missed that whole last
I know you did, but it was fun.
Mentally, I'm still just going, Dick Slimmons.
I just wonder. I just wonder if like dance aerobics or whatever was around, and he adopted that for sweating to the oldies, or if he was the first one to really start with
It's
the.
a good question.
Have you ever seen the Bad Boys of Jazzercise?
No,
I think
Dave,
it predates
hold on.
Richard Simmons.
Before you proceed, why on earth would you think that the people in this room would know the Bad Boys of Jazzercise?
I just assume everybody spends as much time on the internet as me.
Well,
Nobody
we do.
hardly ever does. Like Justin does. Justin, I guarantee Justin's seen it.
I don't know. Even Justin on podcast said
That I know I know Justin's lane. I know when I get outside of it. This is still in Justin's lane. So I'll have to find it and show you guys.
send it to him right now. We're going to find out live on podcast.
By God. I don't know. He might not text me back. I didn't text him back the other day. He owes me one.
All right. So while he's dealing with that, we'll tell him we're live on podcast. We'll call him if we have to.
Well, speaker. What are you wearing?
So yeah, we'll even hook you up to the Bluetooth and everything, dog. We'll get this done
It
right.
was like one of those like variety like, talent shows, and these guys come out and did their jazzercise routine for the talent show. They were the Bad Boys of Jazzercise. They come out high stepping and clapping like, dude, get your pumps. Son.
All right. All right.
The old Dick Slimmons up. You know what I mean?
So to bring this back to questions before we start wrapping the show up is one question I like to ask. We've got 2 questions left. Number one that I like to ask everybody is, what is your favorite PR? Doesn't have to be your biggest PR. Doesn't have to be your heaviest lift, but just the one that is, your favorite that you've achieved.
That's easy. That'd have to be the all-time Lando lift record that I hold.
yes,
That's easy.
All right. I mean,
broken at the Iron Palace's strongest man
true
competition.
story. I saw it and was just as confused then as I still am about that lift.
I still dream about Clint yelling. What do you yell? There it is.
I will say, I think whenever he yelled down, I think he was confused. Because I remember, bro,
I was confused, and I'm the one doing it.
when you got there, you told him, this is what I'm doing. He goes, really?
he
then-
wrote L, then he looked up, Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
Then he had to look up the rules. And then you go to do the lift, and he goes, I got to make sure. Someone video this. I don't know. Yeah. None of us knew.
I know halfway through I just stopped, and he was like, keep going. I don't okay.
And the final question before we check in with Dave about the whole Justin Bad Boys of Jazzercise is, who's your favorite wrestler of all time?
What?
This will tell us all we need to know about you and if you're coming back or not.
Stone Cold Steve
Praise God. Give me
All
that
right.
there.
all day long.
What? Give me a hell yeah. 1 beer, 2 beers, 3 beers, more tequila, and a Bloody Mary.
Easy questions.
What?
Give me one I got to think about.
Yeah.
I love that there's always random topics that Dave resonates with our guest on. Which actually got me onto the Richard Simmons idea, because when Corey was here, Dave and Corey just started somehow getting on the same wavelength about late night.
Well, we've figured out
Sweat
why.
Really oldie. Yeah, we know.
I
why.
didn't know any of this.
We don't need to go there again, Dave.
But I don't know if you were a late night television kid.
Here we go.
But before Girls Gone Wild commercials came on, there was always like the Jack LaLanne and the Tybo and crap like that. So I know those guys through that.
Waiting for those commercials.
Yeah.
I can't say I know it. I'm sorry.
That's fine. Only Dave and Corey, I think, do.
We were talking about, what was it, our Mount Olympus of
Mount
strength?
Rushmore.
Yeah, Mount Rushmore.
Mount
strength.
Olympus.
Yeah, I don't know, but
It's a very large difference.
yeah, but
Don't let him talk to you
well,
like that,
I mean, I
Holland.
don't know. It could be our pantheon gods
Yeah.
of strength or whatever on
Yeah.
Mount Olympus.
Don't do
Whatever.
him though, Caleb.
What? Don't do him, though.
but like we were talking like Brian Shaw or Bill Katzmeyer, stuff like that. When it was Corey's turn, he was like Richard Simmons,
Yeah.
Billy Blanks.
And then, of course, now Dave's light switch is on now. Really? I know those guys.
Those are names I recognize.
He said I can participate.
It was a lot like the Chad Clark episode where me and Holland were just kind of over here not knowing what music they're talking about.
They're talking about like Australian ska bands or something.
Not ska, it's punk.
Our,
Australia's punk scene is really popping.
our bad, bro. Our bad.
Caleb and I were looking back and forth like, what are they talking
The best part is that was before we even had video. So it was literally all we have my phone in the middle, and we're listening to Chad and him talk about it. And it's all me and Holland can do is stare at each other.
I was squatted down above the phone, real power position.
Yep. It was like, child at a campfire ordeal. Kind of like how he's sitting right there in the chair, but more like in the floor. Yeah.
Painting such a beautiful picture.
Dick Clemens does what he wants.
By God.
Hey.
So you heard from Justin yet?
No.
Call him up. We got to figure this out before we end this episode.
I don't know if he might. No, he works first shift now.
Call him. Put that bad boy on speaker next to the microphone. I would hook you up to the Bluetooth, but I really just don't want to go through with that right now.
I can't tell if I hear that over my head.
I don't know
Or
either.
if it's just because.
Hey,
it's
what's
beside
up?
me.
Hey.
All right, hold on, dude. You're on my speakerphone. I got the earbud in. God damn it.
You're good. Take your time.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. So we're recording, and I said there was something on the internet that I thought was funny, and I just assumed they all knew it. And I was like, Justin would probably know, and they didn't think you would. Have you ever seen the Bad Boys of Jazzercise?
Damn. I wish I could, but
Oh, man. I was like, he's seen it. You probably had. It was on Tosh.0 at one point. You've seen it. You just don't remember it. Lie to him and tell me you've seen it.
damn. I wish I could say yes. It sounds like a banger, but
You could. You could say yes, Justin.
Like a banger.
All right, I'll send it to you. Thanks for answering, buddy.
I'm a man of the truth.
Oh, by the way, what do you think of my new stage name? It's Dick Slimmons.
Love it.
All right, if you approve it, it's sticking. See you, buddy. Love you, mean it. He was just playing hard to get. He's seen it.
Okay. Yeah.
I can tell by the look in his eye, dude.
Yeah, we'll go with that. So before we wrap things up, we give a big thanks to Brandon for coming all the way out from 15 minutes down the road,
16.
16 minutes down the road. Appreciate you, and I hope you're okay to drive after those smelling salts.
I might hit it again before I leave, just so I can see clearer.
Okay, yeah, sure, go
I'm
for
calling the cops.
it. But
So I keep that thing on me.
So as
He
another
uses
reminder,
his baby powder.
I'm gonna buy some.
Yeah, you need to buy some. Go to Zone
Yeah.
and use code TIPP.
you don't have to get those. Somehow we sparked this thing where all of our friends are getting these. They do have smaller ones.
Well, who wants that?
Okay, I mean you do you. But
I mean, if you get the
This all
discount, you might
started
as well
with
get the big ones.
Brian, didn't it?
Who?
Was it Brian?
No,
Michael was the first one.
No, that brought this in. And
yeah, Brandon, right?
Yeah, Brian Brandon, first
Yeah.
one that brought in the green ones.
Yeah.
Wait, yeah, it was the green ones.
Yeah.
And we were all like, oh, those are dope. And you ordered some on the spot.
Yeah.
And then
You ended up with them.
yeah, now they're mine. Yeah. Well, because you lost them, you got those. And then I said, well, now that we found them, what are you doing with these?
Yeah.
Yeah, Alan found them. I was going to take credit, but now Alan's here. So
Oops. You should have been like, earmuffs, Alan.
all right, so another reminder. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. Follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. I think Spotify,
Amazon
and
Music.
anywhere you get podcasts, you can find us. If you're a listener only, if you want to watch us, we're on YouTube, or you can come watch live. We have one live viewer. Big shout out to Michael.
Woo!
He's over there. So to end it with a quote, we don't even know how strong we are until we are forced to bring that hidden strength forward. Isabel Allandi.